Hello, I have another book I'd like to share with you. This one is called One is a Feast for Mouse. It's a Thanksgiving tale. The mouse, this one you may be familiar with. It's one of my favorites and I read it every year. So let's see how much of it you remember. This is our title page, and the mouse is getting ready to eat, I believe, but it doesn't show yet what he's eating. So we'll have to read the story again to find out what he gets to eat. After Thanksgiving dinner, Mouse crept out of his hidey hole and looked around. Here he is up here. He lives in this clock. Wait till you see how he has it set up. It's very cool. The house was quiet. Dad snoozed in his chair with his book. Mom dozed in front of the TV. Outside, the kids played football in the crisp yellow leaves. Cat curled up by the fire. He yawned and stretched his stripy tail. Then he closed his greeny eyes and went to sleep. So here's the mouse. The cat's over here. The cat doesn't know the mouse is out. Not yet, anyways. Oh, but look what they forgot to do before they took their little nap. Mouse scampered up the tablecloth. Thanksgiving leftovers were still on the table. So much to eat. Mouse saw a teensy tiny, toothsome green pea all by itself under a plate. Give thanks, he thought. One will be a feast for me. Mouse rolled the pea across the tablecloth to take it back to his hidey hole. All right, there he has the pea in his paws. And he said, one will be a feast. Now, think about how big his stomach is. And that pea, will it be big enough for him to eat, or will he want more? At Thanksgiving, everything looks good, so let's see what else he wants to take with him back to his hidey hole. His eyes were bigger than his stomach. He saw 6 leftover cranberries glowing like rubies on a silver saucer. I'll take just one, he said to himself. One is a feast for me. He balanced one cranberry on top of the pea and started once again across the table to his hidey hole. All right, so he's going to have one of these cranberries and the pea. Just then he saw 3 olives, black and shiny, in a dish. I'll just take one, he thought. One is a feast for me. So we're up to 1, 2, 3 feasts, which means that's 3 dinners for him. He put the olive on top of the cranberry, on top of the pea, and carried the tidbits across the table. Then he saw the carrot sticks, crunchy and munchy and orange. I'll just take one, he thought. One is a feast for me. He stuck one carrot stick into the hole in the olive, balanced both on top of the cranberry, on top of the pea, and started back to his hidey hole. Here he is behind all of this, carrying his food. Let's see what happens on the other side. Then he saw the mashed potatoes, mouse potatoes. There was just one scoop left on the plate. I'll just take the plate, thought Mouse. What a feast I will have. He balanced the plate of potatoes on top of the carrot stick that was in the hole in the olive, on top of the cranberry, on top of the pea, and Mouse started off across the table again. This isn't balanced too well right there, and the spoon is still in the mashed potatoes. So he's going to be wobbling a little bit while he's trying to carry that. Then he saw the gravy, brown and luscious, in the silver gravy boat. Gravy for the mouse potatoes, he thought. I must have that for my feast. And he balanced the gravy boat on top of the mashed potatoes, on top of the carrot stick that was stuck in the olive, on top of the cranberry, on top of the pea. And he started off again. But then he spotted the pumpkin pie. One slice of pie, brown and dimpled, with fluffy cream on top. So he balanced the pie on top of the gravy boat, on top of the mashed potatoes, on top of the carrot stick stuck in the hole in the olive, on top of the cranberry, on top of the pea, and he started off across the table again. Oh, wow. If it would have been me, I probably would have set everything down and just taken the pumpkin pie. But look who's awake. The pie slid, but Mouse caught it just in time. Mouse bobbled and bobbed across the tablecloth on the way to his hidey hole for his Thanksgiving feast. He didn't see Cat creeping closer and closer. Didn't see. Here we go. Look at this food. But Mouse saw the turkey, brown and juicy, surrounded by parsley. Much was gone, but there was enough left for a mouse feast, or even two. I'll just add that, thought Mouse. And he carefully placed the turkey platter on the very top of the pile, on top of the pie, on top of the gravy, on top of the mashed potatoes, on top of the carrot stick stuck in the hole in the olive, on top of the cranberry, which is on top of the green pea. He's getting greedier and greedier as he goes, isn't he? Uh-oh. He started off across the table, going to his hidey hole, and there at the table's edge, he met Cat, greeny-eyed and hungry, clawing up the table on the tablecloth. Okay, we saw how the tablecloth was hanging over the edge, right here. And the cat is clawing the tablecloth to get up on top of the table. He could have just made one jump and he would have been on the table, but he's clawing the tablecloth. All right, let's see what he does. Mouse skidded to a stop. The turkey wibbled and wobbled, slipped and slid. Mouse danced to keep his feast balanced. He pirouetted like a ballerina. He juggled like a platter spinner. But off slid the turkey, whoosh, with a plop, landing smack on Cat. So not only did he pull the tablecloth sideways, everything is falling. Now think about Mom and Dad, and they're sleeping, right? Is this making any noise? If it is, what's happening? If it's not making any noise, they're doing pretty good. Down crashed the pumpkin pie and the boat with gravy. Down crashed the mashed potatoes with a clatter that woke up Mom. Down fell the carrot stick, still in the olive. Down went the cranberry, which rolled, leaving a red track across the white tablecloth. Down went the pea, all catarampus, off the table, rolling onto the floor. Off scampered Mouse, quick as a bandit. back to his hidey hole ahead of Cat. Now, Mom's going to blame who for all of this? She's going to blame Dad. The kids are outside, so it won't be the kids. Mouse huddled up in his hidey hole. His heart was pitter-pattering. He peered out. Down came the broom on the stripy green-eyed cat. Bad kitty, shouted Mom. Outside! And she swept the cat out the door. Mouse looked around, whiskers trembling with fright. No Thanksgiving feast for me, he thought. Just then he spotted, glowing in the corner. Let's see if we can find a corner. All right, corners. Well, it's glowing. So what could have been glowing from dinner? Do we see anything on the floor? Let's see. In the corner. Okay, there's a corner. There's nothing. Oh, there's a corner. What do you guys see? The green pea is still there in the corner. That was the first thing he saw on the table. And that pea would have been plenty to fill him up. And the cat would have never been involved then. But he was a little greedy, wasn't he? One teensy tiny, round and toothsome, green and luscious pea. Give thanks. One is a feast for me. That pea will fill up his tummy. And that's all he needed to make his stomach stop rumbling. So maybe there'll be another time for him to go after some of the other food. But for now, he's back in his hidey hole. I love the way he has his clothes hung up. I'm wondering where he goes to get them washed. His chair is a dice. He has a spool of thread for his table. He has a candle, and it's burning, and it's sitting on a tin of breath mints. And that looks like a picture of maybe his mom, or maybe his girlfriend. I don't know. But he has a hat stand and a ladder to go up and get his clean clothes down. Pretty amazing for this little guy. But there'll be more food another time for the mouse. Because one was a feast for this little mouse. So I hope you enjoyed this story. Thank you so much for listening. I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye for now.